Top of the stretch. Fields picking up speed. Here they come. They're off and trotting with our Mountain Man on the inside, going right for the lead. Yankee Casanova moving right with him. On the outside, it's Hoosier Rosette as she drives for position. Pearland Raider came away in fourth, just ahead of Gene Raider. On the outside, looking to drop in, Sacramento View, Too Much for Words, and Fair Courtney. They wheel off the turn, approaching the quarter. Our Mountain Man, the favorite, in command of the fractions, leads at a tight length over Yankee Casanova. On the outside, Hoosier Rosette trotting in third. Opening quarter timed in 29 seconds. Our Mountain Man leads it. Pressure from Hoosier Rosette. Yankee Casanova right there in third. Prairieland Raider trotting in fourth. Then comes Gene Raider. On the outside, moving off the cone, Sacramento View. He's on the move. Then comes Too Much for Words and Fair Courtney. Our Mountain Man leads it. The mare, Hoosier Rosette, she's been parked from the start. On the outside, challenging with Yankee Casanova right there on the leader's back, half-timed in 59-2. Our Mountain Man on top. Yankee Casanova comes back on the inside. Hoosier Rosette beginning to backpedal after a difficult trip. Gene Raider. Prairieland Raider saves ground, and now winding up from far back, here comes Sacramento View as he makes his bid with 3/8 to go. Fair Courtney still at the end. They have to catch our Mountain Man, Yankee Casanova, pulling out of the pocket. On the outside, Sacramento View now only 3 off the lead with a quarter of a mile to go, 3/4, 1:30 straight, 3/16 out. It's our Mountain Man, Yankee Casanova, inching on the outside. And Sacramento View racing in third, then far back to Prairieland Raider. Top of the stretch, our Mountain Man with Yankee Casanova bearing down the stretch. Our Mountain Man leads it. Yankee Casanova trying to come on. Sacramento View racing third. But from start to finish, it's our Mountain Man. Yankee Casanova second, Sacramento View third. Top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off. On the inside, D. Wolf showing some pace. In between horses, Our Bear Money. And now, Diamond Elegance. 4 off the cones for Morgan. Quickly have to challenge for the lead. They battle for position. From in between horses, here's Fox Valley Torchy. Diamond Elegance. Carried wide around the turn. D. Wolf came away in third, just ahead of Our Beer Money. A length and a half back to Leah T. Then a gap of 2 to Katie's Dream. Another length back to Shortcakes and Kayla's Doll. Off the quarter, 29-1, and now Diamond Elegance has cleared for Morgan. She has control of the pace, leads at a tight length over Fox Valley Torchy. A length and a half back to D. Wolf racing third. Our Beer Money racing in fourth. Leah T is fifth. Kayla's Doll is on the move. Followed up closely by Shortcakes. Katie's Dream is shuffled back to the end. Race for the half. It's Diamond Elegance on top. Fox Valley Torchy is right there in the pocket. D. Wolf racing third. On the outside, here comes Kayla's Doll off the half, 101-1. It's Diamond Elegance with Fox Valley Torchy tracking her every step. D. Wolf racing in third, about 3 lengths off the top. Kayla's Dow has to do a little bit more. Our Beer Money on the inside. And now sweeping from last, here comes Katie's Dream. Caught in between horses, Shortcakes. Leah T is now trailing. They're starting to close in on the leader, and from the pocket, here comes Fox Valley Torchy with Katie's Dream now railing on the outside. 3/4, 134. Fox Valley Torchy takes command. Diamond Elegance, she still has more left. In between horses moving through. Here comes D. Wolf for Marshall Duncan. Katie's Dream carried wide for the final 1/8 of a mile. Top of the stretch, Diamond Elegance digging down on the outside. Fox Valley Torchy trying to overtake her. It's Diamond Elegance. Fox Valley Torchy, another move. Diamond Elegance desperately needs the line. It's Diamond Elegance close for second. Top of the stretch, here they come. They're off. Dame Crombie going right to the lead on the outside. Riata Hanover also left well. These two will battle it out as they race into the first turn. From the outside, here comes Riata Hanover. She'll settle in on top, a length ahead of Dame Crombie, a length and a half back to Boca Rio Baby, then a gap of 2 to Spyglass. She's just ahead of Sweet and Pretty. Bodeas Bell, the first-time starter, settles in second from last. Daddy's Little Pro trails the field. They race for the quarter. Riata Hanover in command of the fractions, opening quarter 30-1. It's Riata Hanover. Dame Crombie, the favorite, sitting right on her back, a length and a half back to Boca Rio Baby. Then a gap of 2 to Spyglass, racing in fourth. Another length and a half back to Sweet and Pretty. Daddy's Little Pro drives from last. Bodeas Bell is your new trailer off the turn and by the stands. No change up top. Two co-favorites, Riata Hanover and Dame Crombie. Boca Rio Baby racing in third off the half, 101-4. Daddy's Little Pro now into the action quickly. Riata Hanover leads it. Daddy's Little Pro quickly up to challenge with Dame Crombie. Right there in third, Sweet and Pretty on the move. In a good spot for Walter Haynes Jr. Boca Rio Baby gapping her cover. On the outside, Bodeas Bell, Spyglass now at the end. Quarter of a mile to go. It's Riata Hanover. On the outside, Daddy's Little Pro, Dame Crombie. Still right there in the pocket. 3/4, 132 3. 3/16 to go. It's Riata Hanover. On the outside, it's Daddy's Little Pro, Dame Crombie, poised for Brett Schultz. She's waiting for the stretch, top of the stretch. Riata Hanover leads it. Here comes Dame Crombie. It's Riata Hanover, Dame Crombie, trying to close in, but in deep stretch, Riata Hanover has this one in hand. Dame Crombie, Boca Rio Baby, up for show. Top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off and pacing, making a break at the start. Post to be Gray and Ariel's Dream out to an uncontested lead. Rock Rain came away in second, a length and a half back to Alexander Road. Racing in third, Legacy's Princess takes over fourth, just ahead of Post to be Gray back on her gate. Tucking in 6 as they race off the turn is Flying Bold. Then comes R.K. Sherrock and LB Lady. Racing for the quarter, Ariel's Dream on top. Off the quarter, 30-1. The favorite leads it. Rock Rain racing in second on the outside. Here comes Legacy's Princess. She's going after the lead. She's followed up closely by Flying Bold. On the inside, it's Alexander Road, R.K. Sherrock into a live flow. Then comes Post to be Gray and LB Lady. Ariel's Dream on top. Pressure from Legacy's Princess and Miller. Rock Rain is right there in third. Flying Bold within striking range fourth. Halftime to 101-3. Ariel's Dream sweeps into the turn, trying to put away Legacy's Princess with Rock Rain still on her back. Alexander Road saves ground. On the outside, it's Flying Bold, R.K. Sherrock. Then comes Post to be Gray and LB Lady. Final quarter mile. Ariel's Dream leads it. Can't shake Legacy's Princess. She's still coming on. With Rock Rain right there in third. Flying Bold getting the second over trip. 3/4, 132-2. On the outside, Legacy's Princess putting the heat on Ariel's Dream, and now she responds with 1/8 of a mile to go. Ariel's Dream takes a 2-length lead into the stretch. Legacy's Princess and Rock Rain, a 1/16 of a mile to go. It's all Ariel's Dream. She'll win another. Rock Rain in a photo with Legacy's Princess for place. 202-3. Top of the stretch, here they come. They're off. She's a classic. Firing out for the lead. On the outside, Park Lane Flair also left. Lou came away third. She's a classic, leads it into the first turn. On the outside, here comes Park Lane Flair. Lou racing in third. Flamin' Hope came away in fourth. And then a gap of 3.5 to Lake Hills Rosemary. Just ahead of LB Fancy, Sulin Sassy, and Jingle Jangle. From the outside, Park Lane Flair takes command. Off the quarter at quick, 28-4. She's a classic. Will yield and take the trip. A length back to Lou, racing third. Flamin' Hope in fourth. Jingle Jango. She's on the move. Lake Hills Rosemary saves ground. On the outside, Sulin Sassy and LB Fancy. Race off the turn and by the stands, Park Lane Flair in command of the fractions. In rain to Ken Holiday. Now pressure from Flamin' Hope. She's a classic right there in third. Jingle Jangle. Getting the good trip on the outside fourth. Lou saves ground. 59-3. Park Lane Flair. Feeling pressure from Flying Hope. She's a classic right there in third. Jingle Jangle. Poised on the outside for Knox. Lou racing along the rail. Now driving from last. Here comes LB Fancy moving around Sulin Sassy. Lake Hills Rosemary held up inside, still about 6 to make up with a quarter of a mile to go. 3/4, 129-2. And now Park Lane Flair, she's trying to get away. Opens up the lead by 2, now by 3. On the outside, Flamin' Hope starting to backpedal. She's a classic, racing in third. Jingle Jangle Lou launching a late rally, but in the stretch, it's all Park Lane Flair. Park Lane Flair is leg weary. Here comes Jingle Jangle, and Lake Hills Rosemary now gathering up momentum. Park Lane Flair holding on. Close for second, Lake Hills Rosemary. Here they come. They're off. On the inside, Highland King left well. Lasgo Henry. In the middle of the track, far outside, here comes Adams Road. Broadway Investor also showing some pace. It's a battle for the lead. Lasgo Henry in between horses. On a short lead with Highland King. Holding the inside, here comes Adams Road. A race up the backstretch. Lasgo Henry, Adams Road on the attack. Highland King racing in third. Cullen Forces fourth. Broadway Investor taking back off the battle. Then a gap of 2 to Emphatic, the favorite. Gap of 4 to So Sporty. Your trailer Stephen Robert off that quarter, 29 seconds. Lasgo Henry wins the battle. And now leads it. Adams Road will take a backseat racing in second with Highland King racing in third. Broadway Investor parked on the outside fourth. Emphatic racing in fifth. Cullen Force racing on the inside. 2 trailers So Sporty and Stephen Robert, but they're both on the move. Half-timed in 59-2. Lasgo Henry looking to make it 2 in a row. Pressure from Broadway Investor. Trying to grind out a tough trip. Adams Road right there in the pocket. Emphatic looming large for Andy Miller. Highland King racing on the inside. So Sporty. On the outside, Stephen Robert. Cullen Force. Final quarter mile. Lasgo Henry. Broadway Investor. Won't go away. Emphatic. Racing on the outside third. 3/4, 129-4. Lasgo Henry looking to put away Broadway Investor, but having a tough time. Adams Road racing in third. Emphatic. Still about 3 to make up as they turn for home. It's Lasgo Henry, the one to catch. Broadway Investor going up big mile. Emphatic is not going to get there. Here comes Adams Road. From start to finish, it's Lasgo Henry. Close for second. Here they come. They're often pacing on the hop. Acts Like a Filly, both showing speed. Those two joined by Jimmy's Butterfly. In a change of tactics, 3 horses across the track on the hop. As the rail, Acts Like a Filly. Right alongside and now on the attack. Jimmy's Butterfly parked in 4th. Savoir Superb. Racing on the inside, just ahead of LD's LC. Comes Fox Valley Jetta, gap of 2 to Perpetual Motion, and on the go. They're battling away up top. 29 seconds flat the opening quarter, and just now Jimmy's Butterfly clearing to lead Acts Like a Filly with on the hop. Racing in 3rd, Savoir Superb. In 4th, LD's LC, Fox Valley Jetta. On the go, and Perpetual Motion. 37 to 1 shot. Jimmy's Butterfly leads it, but not for long. Here comes Acts Like a Filly, and right in behind her, here comes On the Hop. Acts Like a Filly takes command. With On the Hop breathing down her neck, half-timed in 58 and 4. The 2 favorites are locking up with more than 3/8 to go. Acts Like a Filly, On the Hop, Savoir Superb, a menacing 3rd. On the inside, Jimmy's Butterfly, Fox Valley Jetta. Caught up in that live flow, LD's LC to the inside of her. It's Perpetual Motion, and on the go. They're still going at it. Acts Like a Filly. On the hop, hard pressed to clear. 3/4, 128 and 2 as the pace picks up drastically. Acts Like a Filly, trying to put away On the Hop. She's going to hang tough. Here comes Savoir Superb off that perfect trip. Jimmy's Butterfly has to do a little bit more. Fox Valley Jetta has 5 to make up. They come to the top of the lane, and Acts Like a Filly for now has put away out the hop. It's Acts Like a Filly. Sweet revenge here for Acts Like a Filly. On the hop, will have to settle for second best. Close for 3rd, Savoir Superb. Here they come. They're off in pacing. Turn on the heat, showing speed on the inside. Editor's note is there with Fantasy Life. From in between horses, editor's note to the top, off stride, Fantasy Life. A race off the turn. Approaching the opening quarter, editor's note leads it. Turn on the heat. Racing in 2nd, a gap of 3 to Keystone Aquarius. Racing in 3rd, another length back to Harvey Stewart. Then comes First Adventure, Hills Pepper Patch, Double Cam, and far back after the miscue, Fantasy Life. Opening quarter, 29 to 2. The favorite has the lead, editor's note. Tight length, turn on the heat, right there in the pocket. On the outside, here comes First Adventure. He bits first over. Bringing up Hills Pepper Patch. Keystone Aquarius saves ground. On the inside, it's Harvey Stewart. Double Cam is on the move from last. Racing for the half. It's all editor's note at this point. Out there, length and a quarter. First Adventure. Toughing out a first over trip. Half-time to minute and a 5th. Editor's note out in front. First Adventure. Racing on the outside with Turn on the Heat right there in 3rd. Hills Pepper Patch racing in 4th. Keystone Aquarius saves ground. Double Cam, 3rd over about 6 off the lead with a quarter of a mile to go. Harvey Stewart drives from last. Editor's note, the 1 to catch. Off 3/4, 130 and 1. It's editor's note on top. First Adventure trying to hang tough. Turn on the heat. Has to pick it up a bit. On the outside, Hills Pepper Patch. Harvey Stewart is sweeping up 3 wide. They come to the corner, and now editor's note has a 4-length advantage. They're in the stretch. It's all editor's note. He's out there by 3. The battle for second. Turn on the heat. Editor's note cruising. Turn on the heat. Close for 3rd. Keystone Aquarius may have come on for the show money. Here they come. They're off on the far outside. Argenta firing out. In between horses, Pretty Hoosier, and on the inside, Cahokia is there. Argenta quickly to the top. Now moves down in front of Cahokia as they race off the turn with Pretty Hoosier racing in third. Anxious Didi came away in fourth, just ahead of SS Eleanor, then a gap of 2 to Cullen Fashion and Ideal McKenna. Going a quick pace up top, Argenta and Cahokia, 27-3. Argenta now. McGee trying to settle things down just a bit. With Cahokia right on her back. Then a gap of 4 to Pretty Hoosier. She begins to chip away at the margin. Gap of 2 to Anxious Didi, SS Eleanor. Racing in fifth, about 6 off the lead as they approach the half. Cullen Fashion and Ideal McKenna. Argenta rolling out there. Length and a quarter, Cahokia. On the outside, here comes Anxious Didi. Pretty Hoosier saves ground. SS Eleanor on the move with cover, 57-4. Argenta leads it with Cahokia right on her back. Anxious Didi facing the breeze. SS Eleanor 4 off the lead, and now here she comes 3 wide. She's going after Argenta. Cahokia racing in third. Now Argenta and SS Eleanor. They'll hook up in the final quarter mile. 3/4, 128 straight. The brothers McGee, Dave and Argenta on the outside. Dean McGee and SS Eleanor, they're pulling away. Cahokia. Now Ideal McKenna takes over fourth as she makes her rally. Top of the stretch. Argenta looking to put away SS Eleanor. SS Eleanor digging down. Argenta still there. SS Eleanor, one final surge. She's getting up. Argenta second. Ideal McKenna best of the rest. It's time for Dash for Cash. The field from the rail out, number 1 is Zachary Hudson. 2, Anthony Murata. 3, Jim Molitor. Number 4 is Ken Pfeiffer. 5 is T.C. Smith. 6 is Bill Sevior. Number 7, James Caraway. And lining up from number 8 post position, Byron Walker. And now the field's lining up. They're lining up. And they're off. Jim Molitor got the early jump, and now Zachary Hudson blowing them away with Anthony Murata right in behind him. A late move by Byron Walker. It's Zachary Hudson, Anthony Murata. Zachary Hudson in a runaway. And in the winner's circle, Zachary Hudson. Showing off the cash. Once again, Maywood Mania every Wednesday night through Saturday night here at Maywood Park. You don't want to miss it, but you gotta be it. Fields off the turn. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Little Nun off a tad slow, and Miss Julie B showing the speed. On the inside, Bionic Bonnie is there as well. It's Bionic Bonnie and Miss Julie B, and now Miss Julie B takes command as they wheel off the turn. Bionic Bonnie racing in second, getting any bluegrass in third. A length back to She'll Be Zipping, racing in fourth. Viking Girl right in behind her. Then a gap to Wheezy Wig, Larky, and Little Nun. Miss Julie B rolling along comfortably on top, 29 seconds of the opening panel. It's Miss Julie B out there by 3 over Bionic Bonnie. Getting any bluegrass, racing in third, and now She'll Be Zipping, sent on her way by Robbins. Viking Girl follows up that cover. A length and a half back to Wheezy Wig, Larky. Good 8 off the lead with a half mile to go. Little Nun trails. Miss Julie B showing the way in rain to Walter Haynes Jr. with Bionic Bonnie right on her back. She'll Be Zipping, facing the breeze. Half-time 59-2. Viking Girl on the outside, moving up fourth. Getting any bluegrass, saves ground. Wheezy Wig, and now Larky begins her rally from last. She's moving up 3 wide. A Little Nun advancing along the rail. Midway up the backstretch. Still Miss Julie B. She leads by 2. Bionic Bonnie. Viking Girl 3 wide. She'll Be Zipping as backpedaling through the field. Larky now about 5 to make up with a quarter of a mile to go. 3/4, 129-2. 3/16 out. Miss Julie B leads. And now here comes Larky. Bionic Bonnie racing on the inside. Viking Girl is falling off the pace. They come to the corner. Miss Julie B. Larky is coming to her. In deep stretch, it's Miss Julie B. Larky, one final move, but not enough. Miss Julie B out in front. Larky and Bionic Bonnie close for fourth.